Have you ever wished you could just edit your life like a home movie? Well, today we're going to dive into a story that asks that exact question. It's all about a mother, her son, and this old camcorder that holds an absolutely unbelievable secret. It has the power to literally rewind reality itself. No, really, just think about it for a second. What if you had a button you could press to just undo a cringy mistake, or completely erase a painful memory, or get out of a really dangerous situation? That is the exact power our main character discovers. But as she's about to find out, rewinding the past isn't nearly as simple as it sounds.
So, we start out in this diner with Nina and her son, Dorian. And this is a huge day. It's his first day of college. So like any proud mom would, Nina is capturing the moment with her old, trusty camcorder. Everything seems perfectly normal, just a happy, everyday scene. Or so it seems.
And then a totally simple accident happens. Dorian spills some sauce on his shirt and kinda jokes, "Record that again, Mom." So Nina, playing along, hits the rewind button on the camera. But when she looks up from the viewfinder, Dorian is reaching for the sauce bottle all over again, and his shirt is perfectly clean. Whoa. She didn't just rewind the tape, she rewound reality.
So the rules for this power are pretty simple, but honestly, they're profound. When Nina hits rewind, reality just jumps back. For everyone else, that original moment, it never even happened. But Nina remembers everything. And that makes her this lonely guardian of all these timelines that no one else even knows existed.
So they leave the diner, feeling great, but that whole celebratory mood gets shattered. Just like that. They get pulled over for speeding, and that's when we meet the story's antagonist, a racist and super aggressive cop named Officer Lesky. The tension just skyrockets immediately.
Lesky immediately starts targeting them because of their race. He sees Nina the camera recording and demands she turn it off. But Dorian, he stands his ground. He says, "It's our right, we can record." Well, that just enrages Lesky, who lunges for the camera. And in all the chaos, Nina's finger slips and hits rewind, and just like that, the thread is gone.
But they haven't really escaped, have they? In this new timeline, Lesky pulls them over again, only this time he draws his gun. Terrified, Nina rewinds all the way back to the diner. And that's when this horrifying realization hits her. No matter what they do, Lesky is this unavoidable threat. He's a recurring nightmare that she just can't seem to wake up from. So Nina realizes that simply trying to avoid this guy isn't going to cut it. The problem isn't the route she's taking, it's the world they're driving through. She's got to get creative. So in her next attempt, she just ditches the drive to college entirely and decides to hide out with Dorian in a motel, just hoping the danger will pass them by. And it's in this motel room that Nina really gets a handle on her power. She watches the lottery numbers get announced on TV, memorizes them, rewinds a few moments, and then predicts them to a totally stunned Dorian. It's a pretty small moment, but it confirms everything for her. She really is in control of time. But is she in control of their fate?
The answer is a terrifying no. There's a knock at the door. And yep, it's Lasky. He's tracked them down. He forces his way in, he attacks Dorian, and before he can do the unthinkable, Nina desperately hits rewind one more time, sending them all the way back to square one, sitting in that diner.
So back in the diner again, Nina is absolutely desperate. She's tried running, and that failed. So now she tries a completely different tactic, appeasement. She sees Lesky in the diner, walks right over, and buys him a meal, hoping to, connect with him, to make him see her and her son as human. But this strategy, it backfires, and it leads to the most tragic outcome yet.
Lesky confronts them in the parking lot anyway, and he accuses them of stealing the car. As Dorian reaches for his phone to show him the car's papers, Lesky mistakes it for a gun. He fires, and Dorian is killed. Nina ends up in a hospital, just catatonic with grief, until she remembers the camera. With her last bit of strength, she rewinds one final time.
She's back in the diner. Dorian is alive. This is it. This is her last chance. She knows now that she can't run, she can't hide, and she definitely can't appease the threat. The problem isn't something she can fix with little changes. Nope. She has to change the entire game. She has to confront it head on.
So this time, she does everything differently. First, she tells Dorian the truth about the time loop, about the camera, all of it. And trusting his mom completely, he suggests they go to his uncle's house. There, they get help from Nina's brother, who actually reveals the camera belonged to their father. They come up with a real plan, use a secret tunnel to get Dorian to the college, a place of community, a place of safety.
They actually make it through the tunnel and pop out right at the college entrance. They've almost made it. But then, of course, Lesky appears, gun drawn, cornering them. Dorian is terrified, and he pleads with his mother, yelling, "Rewind again!" I mean, it seems like the only option, right?
But Nina makes a choice, a final, terrifying, but incredibly brave choice. She doesn't rewind. She hits the lock button on the camera. No more do-overs, no more escapes. This reality, whatever happens next, this is the one they have to live with.
And in that single moment, the entire dynamic just shifts completely. Nina's act of defiance, raising her camera not to rewind, but to record, it inspires the students nearby. And one by one, they pull out their phones. And suddenly, there are dozens of cameras pointed at Lesky, and he is no longer the one in control.
Lesky is no longer this unstoppable force, confronting two people in isolation. Now he's just one man, totally exposed, being watched by a huge crowd. Even his fellow officers see the situation has changed, and they back away from him. Stripped of all his power by the light of public scrutiny, he lowers his weapon, and he retreats. The loop is finally, truly broken.
But the story doesn't end there. We actually jump forward to see what life looks like after you choose to face reality instead of constantly trying to fix it.
5 years have passed. Dorian is married now and has a daughter of his own. And Nina is there, a happy grandmother, still using that same old camcorder to capture all these new, precious moments. They survived, and they thrived.
And then, in a moment of just playful chaos, her granddaughter accidentally knocks the camera over, and it shatters into a million pieces. The one tool that saved them, their ultimate safety net, is just gone. Forever. And Nina is devastated.
But Dorian comforts her with the words that really capture their entire journey. He tells her, "We have to move forward now, face our problems ourselves." They learned that the power wasn't just in the camera. It was in the courage they found to face the world without it.
And that really leaves us with a final thought to chew on. I mean, we all wish we could rewind sometimes, right? To fix a mistake or to avoid pain. But this story suggests that true growth and real freedom might only come when we finally stop looking backward and find the strength to face whatever comes next.